Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. For today's video, our project is a Lion King inspired cake. I'll show you how a cake looks so easy and simple yet so complicated to make. Especially these types of toppers, considering also not having the best equipment there is, like a Cricut printer or a projector to make things easy. And while doing that, I'll also teach you 5 important things to learn as a startup home baker, most particularly in cake business. Anyway, before starting with that, as you can see from here, I'm struggling on how to achieve a 2D topper. Originally, the design peg of this one was made out of sugar cookies and royal icing, but I was just glad that the customer was fine with me using fondant and gum paste instead. Making this as a reference, one of the 5 important things to learn as a startup home baker in cake business is to learn how to be resourceful. Everything that I will mention here or the stories that I will tell you here are from my personal experience. And of course, it's different from all of other bakers and we're all different from our experiences. I'm just sharing these ones as these are the things that helped me to get my first 50 orders, get good sales and stuff like that. I'm 5 years now in the business and I can say that I've learned so many things already, though not that much. And I wanted to share my best practices with you when I was starting up. So first is to learn how to be resourceful. As a startup business, you know that you don't have the expensive equipment yet and you know that you have to learn how to improvise. Like what I'm doing here, since I don't have the equipment like I mentioned, so this would be a continuous cutting and tracing until all of the colors and the whole picture would come to life. Because of that, I've learned the basics of fondant and gum paste. This order was originally made out of cookies like I mentioned. Simba and number 1 were supposed to be made out of sugar cookies, but since I know my field of expertise, I told my customer that I'm more of a gum paste and fondant type of person. I just assured her that it will look exactly the same as how the design peg looked like. Nice of her to be cool and be okay with it and said she trusted me. So going to our next point, the second thing to learn as a startup home baker, especially in cake business, is to learn how to develop your expertise. On the days that you don't have an order or on the days that you're doing nothing, you can just practice shaping a fondant or do floral piping. You know, for some, it might take years or just months to be expert in floral piping or fondant shaping. Some bakers are developing their expertise in sugar cookies or pastries, and that's why they can sell their art at a higher price. But since we're talking about cake business, the main elements of a cake are the designs or the toppers that we're adding on to a plain cake, and that's where your costing depends. Me, I base my costing on my field of expertise. If I know that I can do this order nicely and on this amount of time, I can price it up a notch higher. It's also nice to know your strength or field of expertise so you know what types or design orders you can get confidently. Although, yeah, challenging orders would really push you to your limits, but as a startup cake designer, it'd be better to progress first on a certain field and then learn again onto the next one. Oh my, I remembered when I was first starting to learn about fondant shaping. I was copying from YouTube tutorials every inch and detail, every stroke on how to mold a tiger's hand and feet, until I discovered myself just looking at the photo inspiration and doing the fondant toppers by myself. And I want to thank those YouTubers, by the way, who groomed me to be better. I'm a self-taught baker. I learned online, from YouTube, from TikTok, and while others can offer their certificates and diplomas in baking, me, I focused on showing the results of my work instead. Which brings us to our third point. Learn how to showcase your work. Of course, nobody is starting up and getting orders right away. Unless, of course, we have our supportive families and friends around us. That's given. But how can you widen your network and showcase your work, right? That's why all of us small business owners are really thankful to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all of these social media accounts that would help us grow and widen our network. A little commercial, so we're now here finishing off this 2D topper. the Simba 2D topper and the number one, and we're almost done with this. I'm just happy with how it looked like, and the result was very satisfying for me. So while assembling the cake, back when I was starting up, I know that my Instagram and Facebook accounts have 1 to 2K followers and friends. I used my Instagram stories, connected them to Facebook stories, so they'll be directly shared on the other platform as well. Then I just religiously kept on posting stories of me practicing pipes, fondants, and stuff until I got my first custom order. With years of learning these things, I observe my customers, or I observe the customers around us, and yeah, trusting us that we will do their orders is one way. But what made them trust me is they're seeing the hard work that I've put into my passion and business. That's where support will start. You have to show them first how passionate you are. I mean, yeah, showcase your talent and your work. And also showcase your passion and how you wanted to succeed. Anyway, going to our fourth point, which is very important, is to learn how to manage your money. On my first 2 years of baking, I've noticed that my sales are high, yes, but how come I wasn't able to save that much? Am I not earning enough? Is it because of my costing? But I know I trust my costing so much. I even made the business template myself, and I'm accounting even the tiniest drop of the Chef Master gel color that I'm using. Till I figured out that the reason why my money was slipping that savings because I'm not returning the cost part, or I'm not handling the profits well. I know that getting our first payments might be really exciting, that as soon as we receive it, we reward ourselves with a new microwave oven. But that's not how it's supposed to work. I know that we will have different takes on this one, but this is how it works for me. Number one is to take away the cost part of the payment. Return it to your business wallet. That's where you'll be getting your budget to buy your next round of ingredients. We're a startup, remember? Our capital is that low at first. The profit part, that can be yours purely, but what's the downside of it? You may not be able to save for that new microwave oven that you've been wanting to have because you bought a purse instead. Because you thought that the profit was wholly yours. Our main goal as a startup business owner is to be able to invest on materials and equipment that will make our tasks easy. So for the profit part, it's better to not own it right away. So what I did and until now is working well for me is I just give myself a salary. Like a regular employee working in a company. How many hours did I work today? What's the basic salary in my city? That's what I'll be earning after receiving the payment. I also do the 15/30 salary pay. I just enjoy my money every 15th and 30th of the month. And where will the remaining money go after the salary part is taken off of it? Investment savings. That's how you'll be able to save for that new microwave oven. And believe me, it's very satisfying that all your hard work has been paid off finally. Oh, by the way, going back to designing this cake, look at what I'm doing with this one since I don't know how to do the baking the moss kind of thing, when you bake a cake that will look like a moss. I don't know how to do that, but I saw that on YouTube. So here I'm just using this crown piping tip, and then I'm just doing that on the fondant thingy that I made. I also made that on 3 different colors, and you'll see later on it will be really cute. As you can see, anything about this cake is just DIY, which going to our fifth point, learning how to do it all by yourself. DIY. As a startup business owner, you'll have no one. There's a downside on this, but I'll save that for later. Being independent is one of the most important things to learn when starting a cake business. That's how I started. They said that when you're a business owner, you will have all the time in the world. But oh no, you beg for more time. More time to sleep. My day goes answering inquiries, costing after they send their packs, order, buy ingredients, bake the order, clean up the mess, assign the cake, clean up another mess, and then deliver. You think it's done? Oh no. Once delivered, open thy Canva and editing apps. Open Chat GPT, edit the cake, Edit the caption for the cake. Post on your business page. Done? No. Open CapCut. Edit the cake decorating video. Post on your YouTube Shorts and TikTok channel. Pray for views. Done? Still no. And that's a cute cake you posted. How much is that? But I want the toppers to be bigger and on a pastel color. Answer queries, costing for the adjusted design, ingredients, bake, design, and the cycle goes on. And you find yourself being the employee of your own business. I mean, it's really tiring. But when you love what you're doing, you'll keep on going. Believe me, I almost gave up when I was starting. But 5 years later, I'm still here. All of these advices will be applied to me again, as I'm currently a startup on a new city. The city that gave me hundred thousands of sales, I left that. And now we're both starters but with different stories. All of these would require so much effort, hard work, and passion. I mean, okay, the pay is the most satisfying part maybe, but when a customer applauds your work, appreciates your efforts and stuff, that's when you know you did a job well done. Anyway, we're almost at the end of the decorating video with some business tips, and I hope you like this kinds of videos, and I'll be uploading more of this one maybe in the future. And here's the final look of the cake. I hope you learned something from our video today. I hope I can make more of these business tips in the future, and I hope I can impart some of the knowledge that I've learned all throughout these years from baking and selling cakes. And I hope you still keep on watching until on our next one. Stay safe everyone, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.